crazy left field shit. No crazy what?
Welcome to Still Talking Uncut. I'm your host, Big Easy. Sean don't know how to start the show without the dumbass intro video. I swear to God, that's why we don't let him in charge, man. You can't let him do nothing. You see when he starts. Welcome to AW 2.0. I'm your host, joined by the Supreme Leader, Uncle Joey, and the Grand Elder, Matt LeMasters, and the founder, my man, Mr. Sean Rigsby. If you ain't signed up for the Still Talking Institute, get over there. If you want a badass MASH class, we putting one on. Y'all better come on. It's gonna be a shit show, but we'll try not to get there. We already started.
Yeah,
if you know, you know. But so we got special guests tonight, man. We've had a lot of distillery owners on here lately. We credit Uncle Joey for getting them, fantastic guests for us. But it was time to get us some backwoods people, some outlaw shiners that keep it real, doing it, just for the love of it, just like we all do, just for the love of it.
We don't credit him for anything, by the way. Let me go ahead and get that out of the way.
I don't know, man. He did give me this badass shirt. Like, Uncle Joey did make me a shirt, and he gave it to me, and he was like, hey, bro, I got you a shirt. And I'm like, oh, fucking free shirt, man. I'll wear a shirt until it's too short, and then I'll hang it in the rafters. So
I got mine from Sean.
Yeah, thank you, Uncle Joey. Sean gave you yours?
Sean gave me mine.
Maybe that's where Uncle Joey got them, was from Sean. But anyway, so Big Bear Stillwell, man, we always start the show with what you drinking on. If you got anything special you drinking on over there, feel free to go on ahead and talk about it.
Yeah. We got a mountain brandy. It's basically an apple cider infusion on top of a standard barley, rye, and cracked corn base.
Nice. Now, did you ferment together, or did you ferment separately and then mix them and run them?
No, it's just a 3-grain. I'll call it a sugar mash, right? Because there's a bunch of different terms for it. So I'll just go ahead and start things off and mess everybody up. But I mean, there's sugar wash, which there's different opinions, but most people will think that that's, basically describe that as just a straight, nothing but sugar. And then there are all grains, but there are sugar mashes you can do too, where this is like 25 pounds of corn, 3 pounds of barley, like quarter pound, half a pound of rye,
right,
in conjunction with 25, 30 pounds of sugar. So it's just a 3-grain sugar mash, sugar wash, and then the apple cider is just a syrup concoction that we cooked up ourselves that we jar rigged. So there was no fermentation or anything for the apple cider. It was just
I got you. So yeah, so you got a grain liquor infused with apple cider is what you got. So nice.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta love jar rigs, man. It definitely will help put some flavor up in. So.
And it turned out better than we expected, honestly, because all of our attempts with an actual apple brandy sucked.
I tell you, man, brandies can be a bear, man. And, what I'm saying? It definitely it takes some learning. It takes some learning and failing to get them right. So, and I'm glad you guys have got your feet wet here lately with a little bit of watermelon. You guys get it on the watermelon?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That is a beast on its own. Yeah. I don't really know. I'm not happy with okay, look, so
watermelons hit $8 a melon the other day, so we had to just stop all experimenting for a minute.
Yeah, that got. So I think we did 5 experiments. Of course, we work everything up and then take it to Mexico.
Yeah.
Or Ohio, you have to do. Missouri, Ohio, somewhere. But I think we did 5 experiments over the course of like 3 months.
Yeah.
And I don't know if any of them were better than the first one. But the first one did have barley in it.
Well, hey, let's let me.
Not allowed. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
So that's unfortunate.
This is
None
how
of them
far
were
we've gone, though.
terrible. None of them were like trash, but watermelon's such a strange. It
Hmm.
feels like the longer you try to pull flavor from watermelon, the more it breaks down into like it's
Just sugar,
grain,
sweet flavors.
It's grain flavor.
Yeah.
Like it kind of
It's
gets
that pulp, man.
like if you stretch it too long, it starts turning into like
It smells like carrots
steamed out
or corn.
Yeah, steamed out junk. You know, it's really
Sometimes,
odd.
I mean, this is how far we've gone. That we bought stainless, like one of them 3-tier steam juicers.
Yeah.
We
were like,
did.
let's try that. You know?
We messed with cryo concentration.
Oh yeah, cryo
Which
concentration.
actually works, but watermelon's the son of a bitch.
So much damn water. Yeah,
Just straight, pressed juice.
fresh juice. Yeah.
You can cheat. I don't know if it's called cheating, but extracts. And here's the problem with extracts. At least here's the problem I've had with extracts. You guys, maybe it's the brand, maybe it's something I'm doing different. However, I've played with using extracts in like a concoction that's being either dumped infused in a thumper or jar rig or whatever, and they have pulled out a lot of flavor from that, whatever it was, pineapple, watermelon, whatever. But they had almost like a cotton candy, just a little touch of like a aftertaste that's not bad, but makes it kind of candy-ish. Yeah, I've noticed it every time. It's like doesn't matter
tang and the aftertaste
this
where
apple, this watermelon. But maybe that's I think these were like tincture based extracts, so maybe that's part of why it does that versus like some sort of a completely organic concentration process.
Yeah, the thing of watermelons, man, you got to get in and get out. Like you got to get in and get out. Like there ain't no waiting, there ain't no stalling. If possible, try to strain the pulp out.
oh yeah,
and like it's easy for it to get that green riney flavor.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It get that green
Yeah.
riney flavor.
Okay,
well, like
you're confirming that.
we don't even get any of that crap in it, though. I mean, hell, sometimes we've not even come close to it, and it's still there.
It'll come out.
It's that pulp, man. It's that pulp.
Yeah,
They really juiced
Yeah.
like 9 Black Diamond watermelons, and they did not ferment at all. Juiced them, would not ferment
damn.
at all. Couldn't get like, dude. He tried. I'm like, whoa, put some bread yeast on that shit. If it don't ferment, it's trash. It's trash. Bread yeast, half a pound, do nothing, man. It's just like certain fruits, man. They'll rot to a certain point where they grow a microorganism and it fights off the yeast, and the yeast will not consume anything because of that microorganism. And watermelon's really bad about that because the pulp's so fine and and it rots so fast.
Yeah, man. If you try to concentrate on this, go ahead.
You ever try watermelons?
Sorry, can you repeat that last part? We had a brief cutout.
Masters, have you ever done watermelons?
Oh,
I did watermelon wine one time, and when I bottled it, it was amazing. I opened the first bottle like a week later, it was all rind. Just it tastes like a rind.
And they say with that watermelon, you gotta let it sit years before it goes away, and then the sweetness comes back. And said just trying to ferment it and run liquor out of it, you're better off just to do a sugar wash and infuse the shit out of it with some flavor. It's gonna taste a lot better.
I mean, I honestly feel like one of the best ones we did was just the base watermelon juice and sugar wash before we started doing any infusion. So,
yeah.
But I mean, that flavor runs out fast, though.
Really fast. Maybe an infuser on a basic thumper where you can just keep pumping in flavor and draining out your diluted. It's just I do know that's when I was talking. I think I was talking to Bence when he was talking about doing a contest, and I was like, bro, hey, watermelon, man, it's a hard dude. It's a hard dude to do. You know what I'm saying?
That's a hell of a challenge.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a challenge for anybody that's making brandy. And if you're new to making brandy, oh holy shit, are you diving in head first? And you're gonna get your
Yeah,
feet wet hardcore.
Yeah.
I'm so confused. You ever get into something and you're like, okay, I've known this my whole life. I know what watermelon tastes like. And then like a handful of experiments and then messing with things and dehydrating it and and shit. And like there was a point where I was like, maybe I don't know what the hell watermelon really tastes like. You know, like
They're trying to concentrate on the stove. It smelled like
what it's supposed to
old
taste
carrots
like.
or something,
like
you
I'm
know?
getting a little bit of something different every single time. And
yeah,
Man,
it's frustrating.
it's
You know,
elusive.
I mean,
It's a light flavor to begin with, so
right.
you're not going to pull a whole lot out. That shit'll turn quick.
So fast. So fast. It's definitely you're right. It turns so fast on you. It's one of the hardest fruits to make a great liquor out of, which is why it was chosen. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
It's why it was chosen.
Except for the men from the boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, it was like, hey, you want in on this? I was
Well, I
like,
want to
no,
switch ears.
but I'll judge. I'll judge. I don't want in.
Yeah, well,
no desire.
we're excited to build the trophy again because we had a lot of fun with the one last year, making it just kind of fun and random. So we're going to do the same thing. I mean, I think we picked up. I won't give away the total plan, but I think the base is literally like a watermelon pattern cutting board from Hobby Lobby, and it'll have some sort of a jar stand on it and stuff. So that'll be a lot of fun. But as it stands right now,
that's funny, Sean.
Our farm to bottle trip is going to be on time and financial fumes. We won't get into it, but we had quite a family shakeup a couple weeks ago, which put us in a little bit of a scare as far as how was the rest of the year going to pan out. Now, luckily, we made some things happen and jumped back on our feet, and we're just moving forward like it didn't happen. We're not going to stick around and what if and worry about the negative. We're going to keep moving forward with the positive. That's what you got to do. I'm not a positive motivational speaker, but
yeah, he is.
You know, you got to talk to yourself about what's going to make you excited.
The negative one.
To keep pushing, not the shit dragging you down. You know.
Oh,
but
sure.
so we're back. Family's going to be okay. Holidays and birthdays are coming up. Everyone's going to have a good year. You know.
Yeah, we got like
that's
4 birthdays within a week of
Christmas
Christmas.
first. So as long as everyone in the family is good and the kids think things are normal, that's what matters first. But we're going to make it up. We've got a really good friend, Kenny. Some of you guys, I think you just about all of you know him, Kenny Taylor. Really good friend. I'll talk about him some more later. But we just been running around and running into him where we go all over the place. He's helped us out with somewhere to crash on Saturday night, which is going to make it a lot easier because we were literally just going to like pitch a tent, you know?
Yeah. I might have just slept in the car.
Yeah. You know, whatever it had to take.
I'm not picky, man.
So we're planning right now. I think right now the plan is we're going to leave as early Saturday morning, like 4 a.m. Nice. That'll put us there around noon. Let us spend the whole day with everybody up to the watermelon and everything else, and have a good time, and then be able to crash somewhere and safely leave in the morning. Because last year was kind of a similar scenario. Because Ohio, every time we've gone up there, I've had a blast. By the way, I keep pushing the wife, and let's just move on up. We don't have to go up too far where it gets crazy cold, but we'll see about that. But we left Saturday night, I think, at like 2 a.m. And then basically I pulled about 36 hours straight and drove that drive home, like 8 hours that morning. So we don't want to do that again because that was just too much. Yeah. It made it not fun. So but it looks like we're going to spend the whole day Saturday with all you guys. So we're really excited about that. And as far as what we bring, we're just going to bring, we got something to bring, but like, I'm not rolling up in here, McGregor style, ready to take this thing. I'm more excited to just be there again for a day and
thank you, Jason.
Trophy, and focus on how to have fun with it instead of frustrating myself with it.
It's a camaraderie in the family. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like it's just going to be a family event, a little private family event where everybody's just together. There's no bullshit. You know, it's all just like we was down in Maggie Valley, man. It ain't nothing but a little private family event of everybody taking care of everybody else. So,
Yep. Have so much fun.
Uncle Joey, what you drinking on over there? Uncle Joey got pretty lit up earlier over at Philbilly's. You got that absinthe? You got Uncle Joey drinking on that absinthe.
Oh,
Nah, I got a little sour mash I brought home from the jam. It's always close by.
Is that Trace? Is it?
Yep.
I'm surprised you got any left.
Man, I just keep it right here and I drink it just a little at a time.
A little bit at a time. Matt, what are you drinking on down there?
I got a little left over from the wedding Saturday.
Oh, you got married again? What is that, like your 10th?
No, not me this time.
Hey,
my son.
Yeah.
Look, man,
Had to make up some jars.
When you've been married so many times and you say I'm at a wedding, we just automatically think it's a new wedding for you. You know
Fair
what I'm
enough.
saying? Like,
Fair
So
enough.
what are you
What's,
drinking? What is that?
yeah, what is that?
Yeah, what's the green goblin juice there?
That's Toronto, yeah.
It's liquid marijuana, but it's
okay.
Explain.
spice rum
Yeah.
with shine.
Coconut, pineapple juice, kind of like a pina colada
Coconut,
style.
pineapple juice,
blue curacao.
Curacao syrup.
Yeah, it's green, so they're able to call it liquid marijuana, and the ladies bond over it.
Yep.
They
Yeah,
get
I
on
actually
it.
got some green honeydew syrup that I used with making one, and that green honeydew syrup is phenomenal. It's the same melon that they use for Midori that Japan manufactures or whatever. It's nice.
Nice.
Yeah. This dude deep dived that shit too, man.
Yeah, after like
Like,
3 months,
he was like, Midori debuted at Studio 54. And I was like, no shit, with Andy Warhol? Damn, okay.
Yeah, they introduced
And then
the bright green
it's
liqueur.
a very specific melon grown in Japan, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah. So learned a lot.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So it's that Busch Light apple, Sean.
Fantastic.
So I'm curious if you could get you some type of a hard candy, Matt, and dissolve some hard candies in your liquor before you make that and truly make that a liquid marijuana drink.
We could try. I've got a few jars left.
I'm curious.
Or just
I
make a
think
gallon of it.
You have
and then
to
dump them in there.
you have to tincture it. You'll have to tincture it with something like, I'm pretty sure you have to tincture it with like, 195 or something, and like a small scale to actually break it down, and then you can throw it in.
To break it,
I've heard it's
down.
Yeah, I've heard it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, if
I heard
not,
you have to basically like tincture it down, and then
if not, it's just going to be dots of oil floating on the top, and
that's the problem. Yeah, because of the oils.
it look like them old Orbeez. Remember the drinks, the little
Yeah.
With
the
Oh, yeah.
So, all right. Well, go ahead and tell us how y'all got started and when you got started. Like how long have you been distilling, and what got you guys into it together to be like, hey, man, let's make liquor?
I got the second one.
Yeah.
Any
Corona,
heritage?
right?
Any like
COVID.
family heritage or anything
well,
like
that? Kind of, sort of. I mean, we are Highlander Fraser clan, Scotland descent. My grandmother.
My grandma was born in Scotland.
Fraser, yeah, she was Maisie Fraser. She was born in Scotland.
Yeah.
She came over with her family during like the Dust Bowl era, and actually traveled the country to help make money for her family doing traditional Scottish dance as a child.
Yeah, she was like
traveling
13 or 14
amusement show.
Yeah.
So and of course Scotland, the Scots played a massive role with bringing distilling and everything over here
to the Appalachians.
So that was part of it. Part of it was an opportunity to learn more about our heritage and primary, focusing on the Scottish side, which you can tell from his big red beard. Mine, if I go tanning in the summer or, go outside too much, I'll get splotches of red. So I'm kind of foul Scott. I don't know. But no, that was a lot of fun. We learned a lot about our family. We've gone to a bunch of the Highland Scott Irish games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it was cool to learn that we were Highlander Fraser, which was like the warrior clan.
Oh yeah, they've fought in like every major battle in world history or something. Found out recently that like the last guy publicly beheaded in England was a Fraser. So we got that going for us. Highland Fraser, you know.
And what's left of the castle.
Yeah, it was like Samuel Fraser or something.
On our third castle over there.
Yeah.
So
but honestly, like physically hands-on doing it was, frankly, it's at the beginning of COVID, man. And it was one of those things where
late 2019,
we, I'm not afraid to say or whatever that it was from the TV show, man. We watched the show, just kind of for fun, and we've been watching it for a while. Oh yeah, man, and you do learn from watching the show. When you get into it, you learn a whole lot that you didn't know from watching the show.
You learn what to unlearn.
Yeah,
but you decide if it's something you want to chase or not.
Yeah, early on was very informative.
Yeah, and it was for him. It was a case of I can do that attitude about a lot of stuff.
I'm very confident,
but between the two of us, we can do just about whatever we want to.
Not cocky. I
put our minds to. Yeah, not trying to brag, but
between arrogance and confidence.
Well, he's got a bunch of confidence, and I got a bunch of questions myself. And when you add the two together, we make a pretty good critical but action-oriented team here.
we are real brothers, and we love each other.
Yeah,
and we often argue, but not to a point
we fucking yell at each other,
fight at each other. But he's the more OCD, very down to the math. He does CAD designs and drawings on things, and I'm very much we'll figure out how to deal with that.
Oh yeah, man.
Problem when we get there. Let's start building the thing.
Like we used to work on old Suzuki with our dad a lot, and he's just like, we just need to get in here and start tearing things apart. And my dad's like me though, and it's like, hold on, man, we gotta, these bolts came out of this case, these bolts came out of this case, let's separate them, we'll put them in a little bag or something and label it and everything. And by the time we get some bags and a fucking Sharpie, he's already got most of the bolts out and just a big pile on the floor. And it's like, well, I got a bunch of shit done. And and it works great. We move along, we get stuff fixed or upgraded or whatever. But then it's time to put it back together again. It takes 4 times as long because one case will have 4
only
the same
if I'm
on.
not there.
Remember though, they always run better when you have spare parts left over.
Try the next hole. Oh well, not usually ever that bad.
Yeah.
But that's what he was like. He was like, man, we got this time now. I can do that. And I was like, all right, man, that sounds cool. Good luck. And then he was.
But the difference was, though, as far as, again, not in any way cocky. We are new to this. We are here to learn.
Oh, yeah.
Every time I see you guys, I'll learn something,
Yep.
So that's important, right? Our dad taught us that. Surround yourself with people that you can learn from and always continue to learn. Don't think you know it all. There's always something.
You never know it all.
Somebody will have a solution to something that you've worked a long time to figure out in 10 seconds because they just.
Oh, yeah. I've heard Big Easy say there's always someone who knows more than you.
So that's very important. But we didn't go like the Beaver route. I spent like I don't know 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, if we jump into something, we jump into it.
Drilling down forums and things, and just said, look, if we're gonna have to modify stuff in the first place to make it work,
like the flex tube,
let's just build it. Let's just pick up some kegs and let's just build our own arms and stuff. It makes more sense to just if we're gonna invest at all.
And
keg stills, like they're easy.
It's the right place for a lot of stuff. I love it.
Yeah,
a $10 grinder is a piece of shit, and it's too light, and it rattles your hands to death, and you'll have numb hands in 10 minutes. There's a reason why I spend $100 on a DeWalt grinder, So when it's important, invest for long term,
But he got me into it by basically saying, "Hey, man," because he knows that I love like Mad Max and everything with zombies in it, any post-apocalyptic anything really. And he was like, "Hey, man, what are you gonna do in the zombie apocalypse and you can't get your whiskey. And I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, well, I got to learn. I got to learn how to do this with the basic ass ingredients. I mean, hell.
Well, we saw what was going on. I mean, by late 2019, there was already word of what was going on about COVID, to the point that there was already like the mass buyouts of
toilet
paper and hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
And distilleries were already coming out, or the government, maybe the government did first. I forget which one. Basically said, we want to work with you, help us with sanitizer and stuff. And that really piqued my interest too, because I said, look, forgetting anything to do with alcohol, hand sanitizer, distilled clean water. I mean, like there's numerous reasons to understand how distilling works and what's involved to make it work and how to make it more efficient and stuff like that, because COVID could have been 100 times worse, in my opinion. People have different opinions, so I won't get into the politics of it at all. But factually, Americans are not, a majority of us are not great with our health. So whether it was a gonna kill everybody disease or just a really bad seasonal flu, a lot of people here got affected by it pretty easily. So it really brought a lot of things to light. Like once we started going down this road, I had to stop myself from detouring too often to other things like food preservation, building your own way to smoke meats and stuff like that. Because it was like, man, if we're starting to think about this, maybe we should really take a bunch of these things back 100 years.
Yeah.
Because they make sense. And over the years, since all that, we do have I got a pressure canner. We've been pressure canning meals and things like that. We got a water battery, we got a dehydrator.
So basically, the supply of scarcity not just make liquor, necessarily, but like
worse than this.
Preserving foods and shit.
We're behind.
Growing our own stuff.
Spot on how to handle something like this. But as it stands right now, if it really hits shit's creek, we're not in any better spot than anybody else. Whereas a lot of these guys that have been following these traditions and these methods and everything.
Homestead. That's what we're trying to do.
Maybe not for all of it, but they're 10 times more prepared than I was when they started to feel like, how bad is it really going to get?
Yeah. But so yeah, COVID. After being a fan of the show, we can do that too. Not necessarily better, but as well, or also rather. And he scared me with the zombie apocalypse and shit. And so yeah, we just jumped in, like he said, like feet first, and went straight to keg still set up. I mean, bought our first parts off of eBay, like everybody does. Cap and the thumper cap.
Yeah.
And but we made our own worm though. Damn it! On our very first rig. I don't know. I think we posted a picture of it forever ago, maybe.
That kickstarted a lot of the repurposing.
Yeah, it was a propane tank.
We built numerous different types of worm condensers, and it's the only thing that we build and use. We've never used a shotgun. We've never used a Liebig.
Nothing against those things. It's just we like the look, honestly, of the traditional worm. Keep it old school.
I just love it.
Nothing works like a worm. Nothing works like a worm. Nothing works like a coil condenser. It just, you can have, give me that every time. You can have your shotgun. You can have your Liebig, this and that. I mean, just give me an old fashioned flake stand, and I'm 100% happy every time.
Well,
we've got the space for it. I'll give you a Liebig.
We're running like 20 feet of half-inch ID on a cake. And
it's overkill.
Like we know that's absolute overkill.
Like legit, your coil, your worm, it can never be big enough. Like hell, if you could put 2-inch on there, do it. You know what I'm saying? Like it can never be too big.
Well, I don't know if it's the combination of we do have things, we set our things up a little bit different, and we've posted strategies and we've built, but they're a little bit different. There's pros and cons, but we've always ran an oversized worm condenser, and prior to recent, which we haven't even had a chance to mess with, so we'll get into that. Having always ran on stainless, we made everything else copper. every uprising, every 90, every crossover arm, down
Yeah.
tubes, the worm condenser.
Might be a few stainless pearls here and there, but
And this is not a brag, but we took clear category last year out of a lot of people. I think there was like
at least 12. They had two different
over
taste
a
tests.
dozen or whatever. And there was no magic trick to that. I mean, we've been happy with this. We've been using this same setup, the same mash bill for I think 3 years or whatever. But we do think that how it's set up and how it's ran is partly why it might be better than if somebody were to run the exact same thing on like an out of the box feeder.
Everything's gonna run a little different, man. And then when it's yours, you're able to dial it in. You know what's great, what doesn't work, and so ain't nothing like knowing your rig. You know what I'm saying? So, back to COVID, when y'all first got started, what gave you what pushed you to be like, man, I could do that. Like, I'm doing this. This is what we're doing. Let's make the jump. I've read these people. I've seen these people. Like, is there a certain point where you was like, man, we're ready. Let's get it.
Pretty much. Honestly, we watched a few episodes. It was around Christmas time or first of the year. Yeah, we were still working because we were waiver formed during COVID.
Through COVID, one of our suppliers
so we never got a lot of time off. So there was like
fire trucks.
We might get like a couple extra days off during a week. And we were just like binging things on Discovery just when we would have our evening whiskey or whatever, and started watching. And we said, around in I am a certified combination welder, and as of lately, I've gone back to being a welder full time. So having an understanding of metallurgical welding process, I knew that I could take the soldering pretty quickly.
Right.
But not a lot. I'm not the best solderer. I mean, we build everything ourselves and we clean up our solders, but it gave us a little bit of a jump above somebody who's never.
Oh yeah. Well, we err on the side of making sure there's full coverage.
Yeah. I
better
throw away like $2
$2
worth of extra solder every time, but.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, honestly, when we build all these things, they are for us. I mean, like, people like them, and we're glad that they do. But if you see them up close, they're not clean. They're not pretty.
Nah,
we like the patina.
That's part of it.
Yeah, we like the fact that it's never, a little where there's no joint being soldered. It's like it just kind of adds some fun character to it.
But no, I mean, we researched it. I did dive into, so I'll give props where I can, because I don't remember. I don't know anymore who's running it or helping admin it or anything. But Home Distiller was a great source of information. It goes back to like 2011 or 2014. Great source of information, and it gave me a lot of answers to things without having to ask questions. When I did ask questions, I basically said up front, here's what I think, here's what I've read. So don't bite my head off yet, but help me understand this a little bit better, And it was a great way to go about it. I'm glad I didn't jump into Facebook first, just to be honest. Facebook, of course, gives you a lot of more outlets for a direct conversation and posting and things like that, but it also means a lot more misinformation.
It's challenging for beginners.
It is.
Also, to retain information easier or better by reading, then Facebook's not conducive to that.
Right.
And knowing who was who and whose videos to be trusted to watch or whatever too. So for I jumped into there, and then basically from there, we just ran out to Marketplace and found some kegs and went to Home Depot and Rural King and just bought a few sticks of copper and soldering everything up.
Oh man, one time we found a box of random copper parts and stuff at Habitat for Humanity.
Oh yeah,
it was like
the restore. The restores are great, man.
So how
it was a This is a cardboard box, man. It had a whole bunch of 45s and 90s and random small sections of pipe. And sorry, here's a candle. Oh shit, it's peach rings. Is this for me?
Anyway,
I love that.
Shayna says hi to everybody.
How did you guys get started in the where you started repurposing stuff? Was that by necessity, like having a hard time finding copper, or was it more, hey, this could be turned into something cool?
Well, we did everything. Has been all. Sorry, cut you off, man.
No, go ahead.
We've got everything we've done has been on a budget, and we honestly, even when we've had a little bit of extra money, we still try to come at it as being on a budget, like the everyday working guy would. You know, we try to kind of keep things affordable ourselves, so that if anyone likes it or is inspired by it, they know that it's something that they can fairly easily potentially afford themselves. If that means the biggest factor in cost is doing it yourself, but yeah,
everything that we run, I think everything we use is almost in a way repurposed. I mean,
yeah,
from the
we repurposed the
pots, the buckets and barrels we use for worms that we built.
We disassembled the thumper cap that we bought off eBay into its individual parts and reused it once we moved beyond using that, because they're all good parts though.
Yeah.
It's one of the best things about copper, man, is it's like Legos. You can just unsolder something and reuse it somewhere else, and it doesn't matter at all. It's
we have
so fun.
3 different configurations right now.
Yeah, for the same one cake still on the cart
stand that we built 4 years ago, because it's all modular.
But we did
swap and play.
We did though. There was a point, and it was his idea entirely. You kind of realize that just being on Marketplace looking for copper. So we just search Marketplace and Craigslist for the word copper sometimes, or jars or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You never know what you're gonna find. I'm sure everyone here does that, and if you're not, do it. Because holy shit, we got a $10 15-gallon keg one time, and it's fine. It wasn't even tapped yet. It was, but but he realized
sometimes.
Yeah, but he realized that honestly, buying this, I think it was $20. This is the first one we did that you could buy a copper teapot for $20 off Marketplace, and it was basically already cheaper than the material you needed to buy to make your own tap, and it was already in the basic shape you needed it to be.
Right.
And so it was like
little modification.
Yeah, I mean, so it's a matter of
that's this is the Mark 1.
That's it right there.
The first one. I drove 25 miles to Knoxville to buy from an old man. He actually used it in his cabin right outside of Knoxville growing up, because his kids complained that the wood stove always had the cabin, the house dry. So he went out and bought a teapot to put on the wood stove so that it would add moisture.
Yes, humidity in the air
to the cabin. So that's crazy.
That's his teapot.
This was actually used in somebody's family to provide a benefit on an old school wood stove in a cabin house.
Yep.
And is now, instead of being eventually, unfortunately, either garage sailed or scrapped, man, whatever, it can go another 100 years. I mean, we very, very minimally modified this thing to retain as much as we could. And I mean, I hope.
You do want to check. Side note.
My dream is that no matter what happens to me in 50 or 60 years, that this thing floats around somewhere. Like, how amazing would that be if, really 100 years from now, this was on a pot or something. The idea of just keeping this thing in existence. Yes, I've changed it, but I gave it a purpose again. That nobody was going to use this thing.
Yeah, it's being used now, and it could be, in someone's storage unit, or again, being scrapped or something. But it did boil down to cost and availability, and again, there's a significant cost savings when you think about it, of it already being in the shape you need it to be, as well as the material you need it to be.
And it looks
again, the amount of material to make this. Yeah,
and everything. You guys set up your stuff there on the end of the table, and everybody would stop and comment, or or they would walk away and stop and turn back around and look. Y'all had some really cool pieces there at the jam, man. it caught a lot of people's attention, and it was really neat stuff. So I think that was, you guys weren't there a lot to see some of it, but I think when you were there, you did see the people admiring and just, that's a teapot. Or did you have your bell there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it was, we got pulled away a few times. That was a little bit of a mess. So I definitely want to appreciate all you guys for letting us have some stuff there and everything.
And staying and watching.
It was the best.
It was good. Hey, I had fun.
It was the best Hillbilly Jam weekend moonshine festival event that we went to as a family like this that we've ever had. I mean, it really was. I mean, every night we got to spend the evenings.
Saying it's the best Hillbilly Jam.
Yeah, I mean, you have to spend all the time. We never really spent a lot of time after the event with people. Usually, because of having kids and all that, once an event ended, we had to take back off home. So being able to actually just kind of woo-saw and spend every night hanging out afterwards and eating hot dogs and stuff. It really was like it was refreshing. It was like a wake up, it kind of recharged the batteries. And then seeing people, check it out and enjoy what we built really was like, okay, I don't know what the long game is, but people are enjoying what we're doing. We need to just continue doing what we enjoy doing, and kind of.
You're enjoying it. You're enjoying it. That's all that matters, is that you're enjoying doing it. And so, what made you jump into the into the content creation game? Because let's be real, you content creators now. You know what I'm saying? You guys started a page a couple of years ago, and you know what I'm saying. What made you jump from just being like, hey, we're just gonna make liquor at home now? You know what? Let's share with what we do with the world.
First of all, has anyone called shots yet?
I don't think we do that here. We
just
drink if we want to.
But hey, why not?
Yeah, it's a Monday. Yeah. No, well, funny enough, I think I talked to you about it. I think you were like the first person that we ever talked to at an event. It was easy.
Yeah, Hillbilly Jam 2023.
Yeah, we looked at you guys, and then last year, that year, which was, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago now, the Moonshiner Alley wasn't defined entirely yet. So there was a few people over here and then people over there. And we walked up to you guys and asked questions, man, and you were just a friendly giant, I mean that in the most respectful way,
Good, bro.
And started shooting the shit, and we've been thinking about doing something. That was the first year that we made some shirts for fun.
Well, it was, and we had started, we've been making moonshine for a little while before we even knew that there was honestly any kind of online thing beyond home dealer, distiller forum or whatever. And we definitely didn't know anything about the events, and all that stuff. And we had a friend at our old job, Travis, who was like, "Oh yeah, man, Hillbilly Jam, Maggie Valley, that's where you need to go. Meet people, make friends and stuff." And we were like, "Oh shit!" And we looked it up, and we were like, "Oh wow, this is like a whole big event." Holy shit, about moonshine and stuff. And people that we already, knew from YouTube and stuff were going to be there as well as people from the TV show. And it was like, well, damn, this is a big event. And then we looked around some more and then there was Prohibition and Beattyville and Granville were kind of newish, but out there and loud. And Farm to Bottle, of course, came a little bit later or whatever. But we didn't know about any of that stuff, honestly, until our buddy Travis at work. We've just been kind of doing our own thing, man, out on our property, having fun for a while for ourselves. And this does go back to the whole, if we need to do something, we learn how to do it. So we already have a vinyl plotter. We have 2 vinyl plotters, one that cuts stencil material, one that cuts vinyl. And we have a home business where we sell some stuff like that on eBay and Amazon. Will's wife diligently runs it every day while we're at work. Doesn't make a whole lot of money, but any little bit extra helps, But that all started because we wanted to make some stickers for a project 15 years ago. And we were like, well, we can do that. We already know how to use Illustrator from doing graphic design work years before that. So we could make our own sticker art and cut it on a vinyl plotter. And just like our first still, we did not buy a little 12 by 12 desktop plotter. We got a 24-inch wide standalone vinyl plotter because if we're going to do it, we just jump right in. We started making our own decals that way, and then later on realized that you can make your own shirts with a heat press and the right kind of vinyl, material or whatever. So we'd already kind of made some of our own fun shirts here and there, or stuff that we liked for TV shows, or made funny shit for gifts. So when we decided to go to Hillbilly Jam in 2023, for the first time there, we were like, we should make some funny shirts and put Hillbilly Jam 2023 on the back. And that's what we did, man. And they were just a huge hit, and people loved them. And
and to add on top of that, we hadn't done anything in years. As far as like going out, COVID had been going on. We'd only been moved back to this side of the state for a couple of years.
Yeah, we lived in West Tennessee for 5 years.
So, that first Hillbilly Jam was like a combination event, try to social network some, try to meet some cool people, take a mini vacation, the whole deal. But I mean, I knew at that point, after we went to that first Hillbilly Jam, and we documented it all, we went right in with Shayna, doing photography for us.
Yeah, she was already big into photography. So the nice camera and stuff is like because she already had.
Yeah. We're just kind of lucky that like as a family, we can journal and whatever, all these events we go to and stuff like that. We all help each other out for our projects, So family is important, feed off each other.
Yeah.
But no, I just decided that like it was time to like do something fun again for me and incorporate them.
We had all those pictures from Hillbilly Jam and our funny shirts. We literally didn't have the page then.
Yeah,
we created the page right after Hillbilly Jam. Yeah. We were like, we should share all these pictures. And we were like, let's think of some funny names for ourselves because we don't want to use our real names if we're talking about certain things.
But we just wanted to have fun with it. And I know that sounds bad, and maybe that sounds like maybe that would piss off some people, and like that's not what I mean when I say have fun with it. Though I don't mean insult the hobby, not make you. I don't mean come in and like make fun of rednecks or make fun of moonshine. None of that. But like we wanted to bring a little bit of a different vibe with it, like wake it up a little, make it a little bit more fun and easy to, basically, how can we make it easier to just to get in, to kind of push ourselves in? And I know that's being frank and being blunt, but like, you gotta, there's a bunch of big names, and I'm not trying to become a big name, but it was like, but how can we even start to get in?
How can we make friends to have fun?
How can we try to find our own way to get into this, because there's already a bunch of people out here doing something, and do it a little bit different and do it in a way where people will maybe remember, which is why we do the funny shirts and stuff like that.
I've not worn the shirt I wore to Hillbilly Jam ever again.
It was just a stab at being confident again, just saying that it was time. It was time to, I'm in my 30s. He's in his early 40s now. But like it was time to restart, make new friends again. It's weird when you're an adult, if you don't carry some of those friends with you your whole life, you don't just go to school next week and make new friends. Like it's weird to make a friend. So part of it was hard to make friends again. Yeah, it's just weird. Like you talk to somebody for 30 seconds at Walmart or whatever. As a grown-ass adult, you very rarely go, hey, bro, you want to like be a friend or something and chill again like that? You can't do that. I try to do that. Like now that I'm doing all this, I try to be, when we go to these events sometimes, like at the free party, we met a guy, really nice guy, but he was like hanging out kind of in the back, but I saw him hanging out. So at one point I just said, hey, I'm going to go hang out and talk to this guy. And I just went over and talked to him and brought him over and hung out for, 20 minutes with us. So like I try to be that way. But
people like that to us.
Be odd, you know what I mean? To try to make friends again and like have hobbies and things that you can relate to. So a big part of it was like, let's restart. We're generally happy people. We're social people. I am. We enjoy being and learning from other people, and we just want to go out and have a reason to go out and have fun. And so I think that was more of a drive than anything else. There was never really like business at the end of the road because I still don't know what that would be. I love repurposing these things and building stuff, but they're not necessarily taking us down a path.
Thank you, Matt.
To like, here's our end goal for a business from this. It's kind of a niche area that we're in.
Yeah.
But it has given us all these friendships, reasons to have fun and go out and get out of the house and go to new towns. I mean, we've been to Greenville, Tennessee now. We've been to Kentucky. We've been to Ohio. We've been to North Carolina. I think we went to South Carolina for something. And that's all in like the last 3 years, So it gave us a whole new reason to like just go do shit. So many people are keeping themselves content. And that's, I'm not trying to derail here, but we were doing that. We were content, but it was time to go out and do something fun again and wake that back up,
And you've met a lot of cool people along the way, probably as well. At each one of these events, even still, you probably meet new people.
Oh, every time.
Oh, yeah.
Every time.
And it's cool to, introduce people to your the pieces that you've built and things like that. Every event, somebody new is going to see your teapot or your bell or some of the other creations that you come up with. And it may give them some ideas to go home and do the same themselves, right?
Yeah. We've had so many people tell us that they saw a vase or something on Marketplace and they were thinking about buying it, but they didn't want to do it because they thought it would infringe on what we're doing. And we're go have fun, man. Go have fun.
Nobody can stop what somebody's doing. Like, let's just be real. If we wanted to, we could just start replicating some of the parts you guys built. We could, but I don't want to get into the game that way. And I don't want to mess, because there's ways that we can all enjoy this. There's ways that everybody can be a little bit different. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But we've had at least a handful of people, and some of them are known, very capable copper workers. Wes, I know he's already been doing repurposing projects, which is awesome.
Yeah.
We've had, I think Chris Fortner talked about, he was wanting to do one. Tiger Shine was saying that he wanted just to buy one from us to stop him from building one because he likes them. So and we told him to build them. I can't stop anybody from building. If I inspired you to build something, maybe I'll see something you did that we've not tried that would influence something else we do. Exactly. That's if that's our entire contribution to this, besides making a lot of friends and having the opportunity to party some. Is that like more oddball repurposed stuff becomes common? Man,
cool.
I'd love to write about that in a book one day.
Yeah. It's also part of the cost saving thing, man. Again, people can afford a copper teapot usually. You may not be able to afford a fancy cat for your keg, but you can probably buy a copper teapot.
Yeah.
And if you don't,
you can figure all that shit out.
Yeah. And if you don't, there's someone here who can help you,
Crazy, real quick, just for fun, as far as like really doing this yourself. If you really want to do this yourself and you don't want to spend money on a stainless or a copper pearl or whatever, you can think outside the box. There are some companies that already do this. We need to learn to do it ourselves. We have a Harbor Freight 20-ton standard shop press, and we have a multiple size tailgate truck hitch receiver. You can take one of those hitch balls and a piece of 2-inch copper and that press, and you can flare your own 2-inch furrow directly on the end of that 2-inch pipe. Now, I do prefer a soldered on furrow, but there are companies, and I bought one of their column pieces at one point.
Yeah, our first
flare the 2-inch too, because it'll flare out to a quarter inch.
You're talking about swaging them out, swaging that metal out.
So
if you can't afford a furl, there's ways to
trailer hitch ball and a 20-ton press. Basically proved it.
You make it happen, and
are you doing that at your place?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was swaging. I had ferrules that weren't the right size, so I had a die made, and I was pressing them and swaging them so they fit. Hey, we do what we got to do to make it happen with what we got. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got I got hundreds of dollars in this or whatever. I'm going to do whatever I got to do to make it happen. And like
Yeah.
we do this to inspire each other. Like so, like what we do is going to
Yeah.
inspire the next person, and we're never going to see it as something different, something like, oh well, he copied off me. Like, bro, I'm seeing so many people make banana brandy right now. It's insane, and I'm like, hell yeah, make that shit. Make that shit,
Yeah.
like make it. I
Yep.
want to try it.
Yeah.
I want to try it. You make it. I want to try it, man. It's, it's flattery. You know what I'm saying?
I ran out of that.
I see it far in the
Yep.
bottle. But
Yeah. I ran out of that in like 3 days. I took a little swig see when we got home, and I said, "Ooh, I'm gonna add just a little bit of pineapple
I remember
juice
when
and some Sprite," and that
first
thing was
came
gone.
up to me. Hey, it doesn't take long sometimes, but yeah, like you talked about when you guys first came up to me, like, hey man, we're thinking about making content. We got any advice? And I'm like, do it. Just do your thing, man. Pick up the camera. Don't be afraid to record. Record your failures, because people want to see if you show your failures, then people are more likely to be like, man, these people are real because they showed us where they went wrong. Like anybody can edit out where you went wrong, but not everybody's willing to leave it in. Like, bro, I broke that.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. I broke that shit.
Yeah.
And
100%, 100%. And we did.
Yeah.
We went home, and
one of our
I think we had a post up like 2 days later, and a page made. And
it's just do, man.
it's been pretty wild since then, because we did. I wanted, and I think, and I don't want to get into it, and I don't even have anybody I'm talking about, but like I can understand where maybe some people just thought we prematurely jumped in, and I did. I did, but I wanted to, because it was either jump in and see what happens, or keep pushing it back into land. And I didn't want to do that. So we talked to you.
You didn't get your own foot.
And
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's the difference, though. Like, not going back to the motivational speaking and all that, but taking a risk. You have to, though. I mean,
So,
what we did is not a major risk. We could have bombed and we just would have disappeared ourselves and pretend like it didn't happen. That could have been fine.
Real recognizes real, and not always,
that have helped us
it's easy to accept. It's easy to accept people when your passion is easily noticeable. You're not just doing it to make a few dollars here and there, or to weasel somebody out of $20. It's just all for passion and love. So
he doesn't want to sell any of the podcast.
Yeah,
we're gonna pry him out of his cold dead hand.
Sometimes I know Shayna's my wife. Look, I'm not going to spend a bunch of time doing all that bragging and stuff either. But honestly, she makes a lot of this possible, and she has been very enduring to these last 3 or 4 years.
Oh yeah, I live with them.
Not only has she been, okay with just kind of going all over the place with this, she's been super supportive, and she's been there along like the whole ride. But I know, I build these things and then they go up on the wall behind me. And there's a reason for that. We have built and sold some of our condensers. I'm very proud of those condensers. We probably built close to a dozen different worm condensers. And so we landed on the floating frame design that he designed with the 2-piece frame. It is a gorgeous, classic worm condenser. It's a product that I would feel entirely safe shipping anywhere in the country, and somebody using it and not having problems. The issue with is I'm afraid that if I were to build those types of things and sell them, that if it's my first modified Beaver still, and it has a problem down the road, it's had
pinhole develops,
a dozen resolders and things done to it to make it what it is, and it gets the pinhole. I don't want to be blasted for that 5 years down the road. You know what I mean? When I would never ever intend to build something that had a problem like that. Like that would severely offend me. But it's not necessarily something for somebody's first bill, because those things can happen. It is a repurposed. If you buy a modified car that's been hot rodded, you're going to have high rod problems, which is not the same as taking it to the dealership and getting the oil check. Shit breaks.
Yeah.
It's not the same. You know?
Yeah. Well, you know, with these things, that happens on occasion, and people really need to understand that. When things are handmade, there can be small imperfections, and it's not a big deal. I guarantee if you sold something to somebody had a leak, and they called you up and said, "Hey, this thing's got a leak. Can you fix it?" You're gonna do it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I couldn't. I couldn't do that. I absolutely could not. I would much rather see them on stills than on my wall, but that's why I've been hesitant to sell them, because unlike the condenser, which is a built from scratch, finalized concept. I mean, we literally have, blueprints for this thing. This is the board. So it's a 2x6, I believe. It's a single 2x6, and it makes both pieces of the floating two-piece design. And you can see that the one, they're offset because of the offsets of the coil. So this is something that literally down to the wood plank, we've made a stencil that we can lay over it and mark out before we run it through the bandsaw and use the hole saw and stuff on it. So it's something that's built from scratch. There's like 2 solders in it, basically, to make the downpipe. Because the bulkhead design for the output spout is bolted, there's no issue. I don't have to worry about a glue or a grommet leaking there. So we've fixed the condenser. And I know that sounds like, again, that sounds cocky or whatever, and I don't mean to be that way. But like I said, the outspout design on this thing is literally a bolt-in design. We buy these stainless steel 3/4 GHT fittings and solder them directly to the internal output pipe here. And then it bolts into whatever container we want to use. So there's no way for a glue leak or a grommet leak to happen in this design. Yeah. We've eliminated the fault. So this is something that I can build over and over and over. And we've built some and sold them. And I just need to throw together the money to build like 10 at a time. I don't have to worry about that. It's not something possibly 100 years old that's had to be, stripped with muriatic acid and resoldered and fluted and whatever, So that's why I got a badass backdrop behind me, Still
it looks good. So. I like it.
So, what was the very first liquor you ever ran? Was it a fruit mash, a grain mash? Was it a combination of the two? How did you get started in distillation?
Be real. Be real.
At the bottom, home distiller, UJSM, Uncle Jesse Sour Mash.
Yep.
We jumped straight into a sour mash. So we did the initial fermentation and ran just a cracked yellow corn and sugar. Then we turned around and I think ran 4 or 5 more. And I'll tell you what, and I don't know, some guys might, I don't know. I don't judge anybody on this kind of stuff. So if somebody's like, winemaking's a girl thing, whatever, I don't care, whatever. Education doesn't matter gender. Okay. So we ran UJSM for like a year before I had any idea what the hell a Brix hydrometer was and how to read gravity.
Mm-hmm.
It was
or check pH or any of that stuff.
Yeah, none of it. We just threw yeast and yellow corn and sugar and never ran into a problem.
And I'm talking co-op cracked yellow corn, man. It's
yeah.
Still made damn good liquor, so I don't care, judge all you want, but still works.
Yeah, especially when you sour mash, you get a lot of sweetness out of yellow corn. But it wasn't until we started to try different things where we had a ferment fail.
Yeah.
That I went backwards. And I actually paused from doing anything regarding that. And I spent about 6 months in winemaking. And I didn't do that because I wanted to make naturally carbonated strawberry wine. I did it because I wanted to understand what these ferments were doing, what makes them happy. And it was a lot easier to understand it and learn it.
But you learn a lot more about pH balance and
how to read.
What's that stuff for fruit breakdown? pectins,
pectins,
all kinds of stuff that
how calcium and other things provide.
Oh yeah,
a more
oyster shells
neutral ecosystem for yeast to want to work.
or tomato paste.
If you want to get into this, spend some time on something like winemaking basics or apple cider basics.
You can make a hard apple cider by fermenting in it sick. I mean, it's like 12+%, man. I mean, it's, people love that. I mean,
we could jump down a rabbit hole all night long, one to another, one to another.
And that's what's kind of the cool thing about it, though. In all reality, man, there's so many different variations and angles, and man, there's just so much you can do with it. I mean, let's be real. There's a wide variety of things you can do, man. So, and like you said, you took a step back to do the learning process. So, you can learn to become a better liquor maker. So, it's all about learning.
Yeah.
I know I've learned a lot in the short time that I've been experimenting, I'll call it, and I know there's a lot more to learn.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You never stop learning. That's why we're always. That's why we're here. That's why we keep doing these.
And that's the awesome thing about the community. These guys are always willing to help. You can ask, email, text, call, message, and somebody's going to answer your questions, man.
Easy's brought me carts in the back of a parking lot.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, I've met up with Easy a few times just to get things I couldn't get my hands on.
Easy. We're gonna make not to give away too much, a 4-inch opening cap for the barrel there.
I apologize. I'm kind of already repurposing part of what I got from you because I'm using the 4-2.
Yeah. All I was gonna say is that it was the box of parts we got from him in Beattyville or Granville. That was the furrow. That had a 4-inch furrow in it, man, and that's what we needed to make the connection piece. So we, you know what I'm saying? So that
it all ends up working.
Like a year or more ago.
I'm not touching the barrel. I'm not touching the barrel. I'm not with that.
No. Man, you do what you want. Like I said, it's yours. You do what you want. So like I had heard Stillwell talk about how he wanted a copper barrel for that was like bucket list thing for him.
Oh yeah.
He wanted a copper barrel, and he acquires these little 3-gallon kegs that I need to do other things with. And so I'm like, hey man, how about I make you a simple little barrel? And it just like it replaces a keg, and nothing special. It's not a regular pot. It's just a basic keg. It's simple for me to make. That way, cost is cheap.
Flat top, flat bottom.
And we can work out a deal on these kegs. And he's like, oh man, I've always wanted this. And I'm like, cool, I'll see you this day. And I'm like, hey, I'm not making it to popcorn. I gotta make you wait. And then I'm texting him like, yeah, working on it. About got it done. Here's your reducer. She's all done. Here she is all wrapped up. No, you don't get to see a picture of it. And I'm like, what's Big Beard's number? I'm going to send him a picture of it. And he's like, oh, tell me if you do. I wasn't going to, but
he won't. To. He and my wife, I love them to death, but if there's a surprise or something, they won't tell me. And I'll be honest, I'm not a good person about surprises. I get real hateful about that. I like to know what's going on around me.
And I was honored to be able to try it. Like, I'm just now learning how to do sheet copper shit. So it was cool to have it, be able to just to mess with it. And he was like, hey man, can you put beads on it? And I'm like, I don't do beads, bro. That's out of my wheelhouse. And I had a 1-inch beater. So when he opened it up, he didn't know there was going to be beads on it. Just to make it look like a keg. Like he wanted to replace
and they're beautiful.
To sit on because like they have a badass cart they have that they do all their everything set up on. So I tried to make it to where it would fit on that, so they could just jump off of it. So I was real happy to be able to do it for you, man. And so just I look forward to seeing y'all make videos with it. But I think we've had everybody on here long enough tonight. It's gonna get late really fast,
we got Detour. That's my bad.
You're good. You guys
we're so glad to be on, man.
Keep making content. Keep spreading the word.
When's the boxing match?
Oh,
Sean, when's the boxing match? Saturday,
Whatever day September 13th
Oh.
is.
Saturday, 7:30.
We're gonna be there
Okay.
Saturday.
Yeah, I didn't want to miss out on that. I teased with Shane of that. That sounded like something fun I'd do, and she told me no, not this year. So
Yeah,
yeah,
maybe
but I don't
next
have the
year.
background these guys had.
Maybe
Yeah, I
next
don't have
year,
their
maybe.
background, but just for fun, you know.
Hey,
For
you gotta
charity.
start
Yeah.
somewhere. You gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, I got a
Hey.
little feller you can box next year. We'll set it up. So
Yeah.
stay tuned. So
Yeah.
y'all take care, man. We'll let y'all go. Thanks for joining us tonight, Big Beard Stillwell.
Thanks for having
Yeah.
me on, guys.
Thanks for
Yeah,
having us.
thank you, guys.
You got any questions? Message me. I'm down to answer. Y'all take care. We back
Yep.
next Monday. Uncle Joey,
That
who's
guy.
on next Monday?
Next week we've got music. We had our first musical guest on here. We got Charlie Bonnet III on here. He's been in a couple different bands. He played the Harvested Here Festival. He's I think he's here in Ohio. He's Columbus based. So we're gonna sit down and talk
Nice.
with old Charlie.
Nice.
You gonna have him over?
Awesome.
What'd you say, Sean?
Or are you having him over to podcast from there? Never mind.
No, in studio. Hey, we're all getting together next week and doing in studio. So y'all have a great evening. Thanks for joining us. This is Still Talking Uncut Podcast. Y'all have a great night.